This is today it is great leadership skills. And what are those 8 skills? There are 8 skills, and this is courtesy John Edes, and most of them you know via Stephen Covey's The Effective Leadership Skills, and the eighth habit. Eighth habit is when one goes beyond everything and becomes a leader. When only the the thing that matters is beyond these operations, beyond this operational efficiency, one thinks beyond, and it is focused on visions, right? So let us talk about the leadership skills. So everybody kind of tells that the leader is the most skilled person. It is partly true. The leader can know many skills because he has to lead teammates who come from different backgrounds, and all of them have certain skills. And if the leader doesn't know about uh, the the nitty gritty of those things, not very deep into those skills, but there has to be some overarching things he needs to be very clear about. So that is one. So rather than the skills, it is about the mindset of the person, which actually takes the team through and beyond. So the first leadership skills is empathy, and you might confuse it with feeling or understanding. It is more towards understanding, though it is both of these, a combination of feeling and understanding. Suppose somebody is lagging behind because of a certain skill gap, or a capability gap, right? So one needs to understand why this is happening, and everybody cannot be proficient in everything. The strength needs to be pushed to the fore, and the weakness needs to be complemented by another person who is proficient enough in the team. Of course, he this particular person who is not very um, uh, strong in this area of the work may be very strong in another area, and that is how one needs to know, and has to swap the roles of team members accordingly. So that is the job of a team leader, of a great leader rather. And second thing is a great communicator. So we think that the leaders are generally less speaking people. They are not speaking all the time, and they need to think a lot about their work, their vision, and they need to also ruminate about the information they gather. They need to gather a lot of information. They need to sorry, they need to see the all the sides of a particular information they receive, and they need to synthesize that for a better insight. So they need to see possibilities, right? So that might lead them to not to speak adequately to the team members. And if it is a new thing, and because it is very like the earlier thing, it's uh, quite a possibility that he will not communicate it in a very elaborate manner. Maybe summarily he will tell everybody that this is the thing, and it is quite like the earlier thing, or something like that. I'm just stating one scenario where the leader is not communicating enough, but the unanswered questions, those will be filled up with their own stories, their own versions of the team members, right? So everybody will come up with one story, and the entire thing will become something which is not intended. So it is the job of the leader to be very transparent, and yes, transparent about his communication, yes. And he should act like a he or she should act like a coach, A coach brings out the potential in the other person, and he doesn't teach actually. He doesn't start like teaching the thing. This is the thing you should do this way, that way. Rather than um, coach the person to bring out his own style and the way he thinks. There is a thought process in everybody, right? Everybody thinks differently about the same thing. And um, like say doing a particular work, when somebody, like say, let me give one example. Suppose A and B are two team members. B loves to do a to-do list, and he or she maybe, they stick to the to-do list, and the moment it comes, the deadline is there, they do a good management of time management of it. They save some time with them and complete the task. On the other hand, A wants to take some time, think over it, and plan it properly, and then execute. So the task completion time may be different for both these people, and if it is within time, then the styles are very different, but it is acceptable. Rather, A's style is much more acceptable. Why? Because he takes time to plan. Execution is only 20% of the entire task, right? So 80% of time the plan needs to be done so that execution doesn't have an error, doesn't have much chance of an error. So that is why the styles are very different, and that requires understanding, feeling, empathy, of course, rather than teaching. So the leader should act like a coach. Then the fourth thing is model servant leadership. This appears to be awkward, and many many leaders think that it is doing the work themselves. No, it is not like that. It is like allowing the other person to lead. There are, suppose there are 8 team members. You don't have to be always just pronouncing your decision what should be done. Other than that, you should allow the other person to speak out, and they might come up with certain aspects, certain perspectives which you might be missing. So allow that, and help that person to lead when he is taking the lead to execute this work, because he has certain kind of perspective which he thinks, he is very convinced that yeah, I'll make it. Now is it audible, Sanjeev? Dr. Sanjeev? So uh, at times what happens, the other person, he he would like to take the lead and execute. That is when the team leader needs to allow space to the team member so that he can execute his idea, and from time to time he needs to be guided, or maybe there he should be asked whether he needs any other support. So this is how leadership can be fostered, properly brought out in all the team members, and more leaders will be created in a certain environment. The next is to have great focus. So in this time of uh, time of the universe, we can say there is a rush towards the achievement, right? Rather than that, one needs to stay calm and stay in the moment and understand what is happening right now. So it will bring out greater understanding of people around, and there will not be a feeling of leaving somebody out. You know, these are very uncertain times, and you don't know what is happening next moment. So it is very essential to stay in the moment, take the entire responsibility, be mindful, and take the decision after that only. The next is create belongingness. Your team should know that they they are there for something which is much bigger than them. Like the astronauts were being sent to the moon, the rockets were being sent. There was a sweeper who was there, and Stephen Covey, the management guru, he asked him what is his objective in the entire spaceship plan program that is happening, and he told that he is helping the astronauts being sent to the moon, so the objective is much bigger than that, and he is helping that, and he is associating himself with the much bigger larger objective. So that is the job of a great leader. The team lead actually has ensured that everybody is contributing towards the objective. The ultimately only 3 people went to the moon, right? But what a big team it was. So many scientists, not only scientists, there there is everybody. Like if the sweeper was there, then the food person, the cleaning other cleaning person, the laundry person might be there were there, right? And all of them were responsible. Then make accounting an obligation, accountability and obligation, sorry. Yes, one should be accountable for one's work, right? Suppose somebody has been given this some task, then he has to deliver that task, and he just cannot ignore that task for the other person to handle. It is not like that. So he, because the team members cannot do that, the leader has also to show the way. He has to lead the way by showing accountability. He has to own all his responsibility. He has to honor his own words, and he has to keep his promises, and he has to deliver in time. So that is the accountability he has to show. And closing, he has to, the leader has to be a quick decision maker. One cannot take like hours and hours or years and years to take a decision. It has to be instant. And that decision, if you take 5 minutes, there are 5 minute decision maker, and they are growing like anything, because they kind of give an impression about galloping towards a golden future, and that actually creates a lot of confidence in the followers, right, in the team. So these are the 8 characteristics of a great leader, and anyone can cultivate all these characters. This is a mindset change only. So I hope this helps you, and if it is, then please like the video, and also like my channel. And for your information, every Sunday I conduct a webinar where we discuss this, the 3 strengths of your personality which can make you stand out in a crowd. You don't know about that, or even if you know, you don't care, right? So those qualities need to be posted and honored. We will be discussing that in a Sunday webinar, where we'll be helping you stand out in a crowd with your own personality traits, your strengths, right? So see you there in my Sunday webinar. Whoever is interested, they can send me a DM to me, so that I can send the link. Thank you.